everyone, good morning. Today I'm going to be vlogging my reset day. I'm excited to bring you along and share with you how I reset when life gets busy. Life has been really busy lately and I have not been keeping up. I make plans, I write down my routines, I set goals, and yet I still find myself floundering and feeling like time is passing by and I'm just floating without much intention. The only thing that helps in times like this is a day to myself to reset, so that's what we're doing today. There's a couple of life admin things that I like to do on days like this, but the main idea is to take time for myself and spend a relaxed day doing things that'll help me slow down. So this morning I did my skincare routine, my makeup, and I put on a cute outfit and decided to start my day with a nice morning walk. I set up a blanket, came to the beach to do some journaling and watch the surfers. There's always so many surfers in the morning. I'm gonna just journal. I'm gonna do my reflections. Reflecting on how life has been lately is the best way to reset because it lets you really take a good look in the mirror and evaluate what are the things that make you happy and what are the things that aren't going really well and what are your goals and how can you morph what you do day to day to kind of achieve those goals quicker. I am excited to reflect. It's been a really good month in a lot of ways and a really challenging month in a lot of other ways. I'm gonna journal now and I'll see you in a little bit. I think consistent and often reflecting is key to an intentional life. Build in time for reflection and I promise you, you will notice the difference. My favorite thing about sitting down and reflecting is that it actually forces me to slow down and think about what's important, about what I want, about life in general. Life can be really overwhelming and it's crazy how fast it moves, but reflecting can help slow things down so you can process them and make clearer decisions and be more intentional with how you spend your time. When I was journaling on the beach, hunger just hit me like a big semi-truck. So I made myself a pretty big breakfast and I'm gonna dig in. I feel like journaling just makes me feel like I'm living a more purposeful life. Time moves so fast sometimes that you're just go with the flow. Life can be really busy in general, day to day you have a lot of things to get done, but in order to make sure you're moving towards the right direction or whatever things you're trying to work towards, it's good to stop to make sure you haven't gotten lost in the busyness of day-to-day life. Oh, it's so good. Anyway, next part of my resetting for the month and getting excited for the month is setting some goals for myself. I do this by looking at the things I wrote down this morning. I also look at the goals that I set for myself at the beginning of the year and try to form something around those. I'm gonna jot down my goals on this page. This page is my habit tracker. My habit tracker should just support the goals that I have for the month. Then on this page, I'm gonna do a gratitudes page. That's the last spread I do. Let me jot down my goals and then maybe I'll walk you guys through a couple of them. goals can be a little bit tricky. They can be harsh if you base your self-worth on them and, you reach the end of the month and you didn't achieve something. In my opinion, goals are not direct indicators of progress. Progress is non-linear, it takes time, and it can be hard to measure in the time frame of a month. So do not get hung up on the goals. What's more important is to use your goals to form your daily habits. This is stressed a ton in the book Atomic Habits. I highly recommend you read it. Although the author indicates you should throw out goals entirely, I think goals have a place in my life. They help orient me towards what I want to achieve in life. So I set goals and then I try to form habits that will help me achieve that goal. Focusing on your habits will help you fall in love with the process, all while helping you also achieve the goal that you set in the first place. So for me, it's a cycle of continuous improvement, and it's all about the process, but goals do help orient me towards my North Star. At least this is how I view them. And at the end of the day, just remember, we're all creatures floating through space on one huge rock, so don't be harsh on yourself. Just go out and enjoy life and go for your wildest dreams. I just did my little spreads. I'll walk you guys through my goals, and maybe next month we'll do another check-in and we'll see how well I did in them, and maybe this will be a cycle. We'll see, and so you guys can keep me accountable. But for my first goal, basic, it's upload 1 video a week. My second goal is to get a V0 for my startup finished. Another goal of mine is to run 3 times a week, especially now that I live by the beach. There's like a perfectly good beach path to run down. The goal eventually will be to be able to run to the Santa Monica Pier and back, which is a 10K. I don't think I've ever done a 10K. The other huge thing I have on my goals list is a digital detox, and I think I'm gonna just commit to it and go for it in November. I've been wanting to do one since like the summer basically, and I haven't, so I think I'm just gonna commit fully to it in November. It's hard to do a digital detox when I do YouTube and I enjoy doing YouTube. That's not the thing I want detox from. I want a detox from consumption of social media. I spend an insane amount of hours watching things and consuming things. Upwards of like 5 hours a day. Why is one day 10 hours on Monday? Screen time is like horrific basically. So I'm gonna commit to it in November, and I'm gonna stop all media consumption. I read this book called like the dopamine fast or something about dopamine. She recommends like whatever your addiction is, like quitting cold turkey for a whole month, because a month is the like timeline that is shown to like actually help curb whatever your addiction is. This also applies for like all sorts of addictions, but I'm doing it with social media. So I think for all of November, I'm gonna put strict limits on like actually consuming things, like spending time watching Netflix and watching YouTube. That'll be my big challenge, I think, for November. I think that'll take away most of my brain power. But I think eliminating social media and all of that, it'll make room in my schedule for the rest of my goals. Those are the big goals. And now for my little habit tracker, these the little habits written here kind of support all the goals that we talked about. So some of the habits that I am tracking is like I want to wake up consistently at 7 a.m. and I want to have no screens in the morning, my meditation, my yoga, my steps, and how often I journal, how often I run. I also put little stars on the days that have birthdays, and then I put these little bars on days where pretty busy / we're traveling or we're seeing people, or days where I can expect to not be working as much. That's a little key system for my habit tracker. And then my gratitudes is really simple. It's just the list of dates, and then I'll write a one-liner of something I'm thankful for that day. That's it for my little journal setup. I saw this like tweet or on someone's story or something. So much social media, I told you. But it was like 1 day a month you should just tackle something you've been avoiding doing or you've just been putting off doing. For me, it's gonna be cleaning up my phone. I haven't even upgraded it yet, so I'm gonna upgrade to iOS 16, and then I'm gonna do like a little bit of a cleanup. we have our phones cleared up, we've got to get our laptop in order, and the only thing that I really like to do with my laptop is change my background to a mood board that I make. It's a very simple process. First, I just go on Pinterest mainly, and I search for things that correspond to my goals. I want to continue playing tennis 2 times a week. That's one of like my goals or habits that I want to keep up. So I search tennis aesthetic or tennis vintage and just various things like that, and I'll pick some pictures that I like, and then you can easily download them from Pinterest too. It's really clutch. I take everything over to Canva. You can use Photoshop, you can use whatever photo editing thing that will allow you to put photos, move them around, and make a collage out of them. I just move them around, see what I like, where things should go. I also edit the photos in Canva if they're like too bright or if they stand out too much. For the most part, I just leave them alone. The last thing I do is I add the like quotey photos last, and I like fill in any gaps that there might be. So once it's done, download it, and then you set it as your background, and you can look at that all month long, and it's very beautiful. This is like one version of it, but you can also make like a more simple, like you can have like just a big background photo of something aesthetic and simple, like a beach sunset or like clouds or like an aura situation, and then put like a few pictures here and there. Get creative with it. Last thing that I am gonna do to feel ready for this new month is something that I have to do every month, which is pay my bills. Taking it easy for the rest of the evening, I had some ripe bananas and I decided to make some simple banana oat chocolate chip cookies. Today left me feeling energized, and I was living in that post-organizing your life glory. I highly recommend you form a monthly reflect and reset routine of your own. It could be as simple as a quick journaling session, or just taking the day, removing all pressures, and just doing whatever you want. It can be anything. One habit I think you should definitely take from this video is to set some time aside to reflect on a consistent monthly basis. Other than that, set up a routine for yourself. You can even use mine as a starting point. And then, next month, remove things that don't serve you and then add in new things that may be helpful. Just don't be afraid to switch things up in order to find something that really works for you. That's all I've got for you today. Thank you for coming along on my reset day. Let me know some things that you like to do on your days like this. Also, it's October 31st, so happy Halloween. I hope you had a good Halloween weekend, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!